My wise friend, may I ask you something honest today? Have you been feeling tired lately? Trying so hard to keep up with the pace of the world? Going out more, talking more, doing more, and yet the more you do, the emptier you feel. I say this with love and respect. After a certain age, the best thing you can do is not to chase everything out there, but to sit still, slow down, breathe deeper, and truly listen to yourself. Some days all you need is to stay home, make a warm cup of tea, sit by the window, and give yourself permission not to carry everything anymore. And that alone is a gift. Today I want to share with you 5 simple reasons why staying home after 60 isn't loneliness. It's actually a sign that your heart has begun to understand what truly matters. Reason number 1. Staying home brings clarity back to your mind. There's something not everyone notices. When life slows down, the mind begins to clear up. Years ago, I met an old man named Harris, 72 years old. He told me, all my life I worked, drove, attended meetings, solved problems. But after I retired, I realized something. I had never truly been still. And once I started spending more time at home, I began to think more clearly, sleep more deeply, and worry less. What he said might sound simple, but it reflects a powerful truth. When we remove ourselves from too much stimulation, noise, errands, social pressure, the brain shifts from reaction mode to restoration mode. And that changes everything. You begin to focus better. Your heart slows down. Your sleep becomes deeper. But more than science, it's just life wisdom. When you stop running with the world's rhythm, you finally start hearing your own. And sometimes all it takes is staying home, opening a window, letting the light pour in, and feeling your heart grow lighter without trying at all. Reason number 2. Staying home helps you protect your energy by choosing where it truly belongs. Here's something few people say out loud, but anyone who's lived long enough that knows it well. Not everyone or everything deserves your energy. And the older you get, the more carefully you must choose. Staying home doesn't mean you're hiding. It simply means you're saving your best energy for the things that truly matter. I once spoke with a woman living alone in her 70s. She told me, I used to be afraid of being alone. Now I fear being around people who make me feel empty, even when they're right next to me. That sentence made me pause, because it's true for so many. We've had to wait years giving our energy to conversations that drained us, to relationships that left us more tired than fulfilled. When you stay home, you get to reflect. You're no longer swept up by obligations. You don't have to say yes to every invitation. You don't need to pretend to listen when your heart already feels exhausted. You get to choose again, to speak only when it feels honest, and to listen when it feels meaningful, and to stay silent when that's what strengthens you the most. Living this way isn't isolation. It's discernment. It's the quiet wisdom of someone who finally understands. Peace is not something you hand out to everything around you. It's a treasure you protect. Reason number 3, staying home slows you down, so you can live more deeply. There are things in life you'll only see once you slow down, like a still lake. Only when the ripples fade can you see the reflection. At home, life naturally moves at a gentler pace. No pressure to reply instantly, no traffic, no schedules reminding you that your worth depends on your productivity. And in that slowness, something beautiful happens. You start to notice what you once overlooked, the way morning light fills the kitchen, the soft sound of a spoon against a teacup, the comforting smell of a dish you haven't cooked in years. I'm not saying you should become a hermit, but you've rushed long enough. Now you deserve mornings without haste, breaths without tension, and days that don't need a reason to feel peaceful. When you live slower, life regains its soul. The space around you becomes warmer, your thoughts become clearer, and your heart becomes much, much lighter. Reason 4. Staying home is how you quietly remember how to love yourself again. When we were younger, we learned to love others first. Love our children, love our responsibilities, love getting things done. And many of us did that very well. So well that we forgot where we were in all of it. Then one day the roles shift. Children grow up, work winds down, the house grows quieter, and in that stillness, we sometimes feel an emptiness, not because people are missing, but because we've stopped showing up for ourselves. A woman named Marlene once told me, I didn't know how to make tea just for me. I only did it when guests came. Now I make tea every morning and I smile as if I just did something kind for myself. I've thought about that for a long time because it's simple, but it's also true. When you're home, you begin to care again, gently, about small things. Shoulders that feel a little sore, hair that needs brushing slowly, a shirt you wear not because it's trendy, but because you like it. You relearn how to treat yourself with quiet kindness, not to impress anyone, but because your soul deserves it. And that kindness, in its quiet form, is what rebuilds self-worth after 60. Reason 5. Staying home allows you to grow older without apologizing for it. I don't know if you've ever felt this, but sometimes it feels like the world expects you to stay young every single day. There's so much talk about anti-aging, staying active, getting out more, as if growing older is something to be ashamed of. But you know what? The beauty of aging isn't in copying youth. It's in grace. It's in the freedom to no longer prove anything. You don't need to go anywhere, achieve anything, or perform just to feel worthy. And when you're home, you get to live like that. There's no one comparing you to others. No race going on, just you. And how you choose to live that day. You eat when you're hungry, you rest when you're tired, you read when you feel like it, and you stay quiet when that's what your soul needs most. I've seen people truly smile again. Once they stopped forcing themselves to keep up with others, they began living at their own pace, not fast, not slow, but just enough. Just enough to be happy without being exhausted. Just enough to feel peace without feeling alone. And that, to me, is a kind of success only age can bring. We've spent the first half of life rushing, working, caring, helping, sacrificing, not because someone made us, but because we believed it was the right thing to do. But if you've entered a new season of life today, then giving yourself permission to live differently is also the right thing to do. Staying home doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean laziness, depression, or being left behind. It simply means you've come to understand something deeper. Not every movement means progress. Not every silence means loss. And sometimes stopping is the most powerful way to live. I'm not here to tell you to stay home forever. I just want you to know that if there are days when you don't want to go anywhere, when you'd rather sit alone, slow things down, and simply listen to the voice in songs, that too is a worthy way to live. Before we end, let me ask you something personal. What brings you the most peace when you're at home? A habit? A quiet corner? A familiar sound? Feel free to share it below, because sometimes one small comment from you can be a great comfort to someone else. And if you found a little peace in these words, stay with the Lai Long Wisdom channel. I'll be right here with you on this journey of slowing down, living well, and seeing life more clearly each day.